Hi guys! Yesterday I made this card and posted it to my blog and Facebook, and I said I would show you how easy it is to do the masking tape transfer technique which was used on here. Now on this card I've used the wider masking tape, and I really actually like using the low tack kind, so that's what I'm trying to look for when I use this technique, because you don't want to tear into your paper when you remove it from the paper. Then I bought this one this morning that's just a little bit narrower, but I wanted it even skinnier, but not quite as skinny as washi tape. So I bought this one. It's not low tack though, so you have to be a little bit more careful with it. And I made this card really quick this morning to show you the technique again in the background here. So what you start out with is tearing little pieces off your spool as wide as you need it for your piece of cardstock. And I've already torn them when I made the card this morning, so I'm just gonna reuse them so you don't have to watch me tear the pieces. Basically what you're gonna do is take your tape and lay it down onto the ink pad, and I press down on it so it can pick up the ink. Then I'm going to use my handy take your pick tool and lift it up the spatula side, and then I'm just going to place it onto the card. Again, trying not to get my inky fingers on the paper elsewhere. I lift it up again and remove it, so now you've got that fun print. And I'm going to do that with all 4 colors. I just selected 4 this time, but you know, any number will work. So the next one is the Pear Pizzazz. Do the same thing. Lift it up, stick it onto the cardstock, and take the inked up tape off again. I think that was a question online yesterday. So yeah, the tape you really just use to transfer your ink over and get a print of the tape, basically. The next color that I'm using is Old Olive. The first one, by the way, I didn't mention it, but the first one on the bottom is the Soft Seafoam. It's the palest green. That Old Olive ink pad was inked up recently. You can tell how moist it is. And then the last color that I'm using is the Garden Green. So I noticed that either I didn't lay out the strips as good as I did on my original, or I've cut my paper down when I made the card. No, I just scooted down a little bit further on one side, but that's okay. Each card is going to be individual. So I'm going to finish that card by stamping, first of all, the tree on here, and it's from Rooted in Nature. Let me see, get this over here. I'm going to stamp my tree in Early Espresso, and I'm going to stamp it multiple times to get it nice and dark, because the first print is not dark enough. Since we're stamping over the darker greens down here, I really need to stamp it at least 3 times. And that's the beauty about using our Stamparatus. There, that would do it, but for good measures, I'm just gonna do one more because maybe it's a little bit darker than what I did earlier today. And then I'm just gonna flip it around and have it ready to use. That was from, the tree was from Rooted in Nature, by the way. I'm gonna flip my plate around so I can use the back side for the greeting that is part of the Friend Like You stamp set. And I'm gonna put that in here, something like that. And I'm gonna stamp that in black memento. I'm gonna stamp it twice. And then I'm going to just sponge the edges of this really quick in Early Espresso, so I don't have to use another layer of cardstock on my project, because the card itself is white and the edges would kind of get lost if I didn't do the sponging. So we got that. Then ahead of time, I've already textured my old olive layer, and look at this. It's a little sneak peek. It's a new embossing folder that will be in the holiday catalog that goes live September 4th. If you don't have the catalog yet, you're a club member, it's in your bag. If you're a customer and you haven't gotten one in the mail, let me know that you want one and you can come by and pick it up, or I'll meet you somewhere. I'm gonna put that on, and I want this side up for this card. I'm gonna put that on the card, and then I'm going to add this layer with dimensionals. I was looking for scissors, but they're on my other desk, so I'm just tearing pieces from the outside of my dimensionals because I'm using it all up. I'm trying to rush on camera, and it never works when you try to rush. Alright, so we're going to put that on the card, like that. And see, with the brown sponging, it stands out a little bit better. So then, I'm going to add a couple of the gold faceted gems. Put one here, put one there. But then I have another fun embellishment on that card. Let me refresh your memory. It's this leaf, and there's two sneak peek items. First of all, it is a framelit set, the gathered leaves dies. I'm just gonna get the smaller one out here. It's got the texture already built in. And then I have the new copper ink pads. We have it copper, gold, and silver inks. They're awesome. And for this one, I'm almost going to do a little technique too. So I'm going to stick this directly onto the ink pad to pick up the inks and lift it back up. Then I'm going to run it through the Big Shot like that. So let me get a Big Shot to my side here. But it cut it out. I'm going to have to clean that in a little bit. And it gave me this coppery leaf with the veins coming through in the Early Espresso, the cardstock color. So it colored the background, and it's just really cool. And let me get a little dimensional. I'll put one here. I'm gonna put that on the card like so. And that is the card with the technique. I hope y'all gonna try this out. It's really fun and easy. Have a great day stamping. Bye.